Dreadnought brings in a new control point game mode, MapleStory 2 is gearing up for closed beta, Tera celebrates 6 years running, and from the looks of things, it might not be too long before every game goes Battle Royale. What's up guys, James Blonde here with a weekly recap for gaming news and announcements for the week of April 27th, 2018. And right off the bat, the news starts out with Darwin Project going free to play on Steam. Now, if you don't know, Darwin Project offers a competitive multiplayer third-person survival experience featuring at its core the ever-so-popular Battle Royale gameplay. Go figure. So not only players have to survive the cold and extreme environmental conditions, they also have to track down opponents and set traps in order to win. So after many updates, including the new duo mode, improved skill-based matchmaking, and more, the game is finally going free-to-play, which is good news for some people. And of course, Scavenger Studios has made it clear that players will never be able to buy items that confer in-game advantages, and the game will not become pay-to-win. Players who already bought the game will receive a Founders Pack that includes several legendary items, including skins and weapons, as well as a full jumpsuit collection and 5 fan gifts. These changes went live this past week on the 24th, so you can already check it out for free on Steam, and if you happen to buy your way into the game prior, of course you do get the Founders Pack that I just mentioned. There's a ton of cosmetic gear in that, but if you don't want that, you can also decide to get a full refund for the game once that's been implemented in Steam. Some of you may choose to do that. Next up, Dynamite Studio CEO Jacopo Gallelli announced this past week that it will be running a Kickstarter for its ARPG MMO Fractured in June of this year. So far, we know this game boasts a 2-scale, 1-kilometer wide map, intense PvP, seamless multiplayer with 0 load times, and so much more. Along with the video announcement of the Kickstarter campaign, Gallelli released more details about the art and gameplay direction of the project, including a more in-depth look at how the game will support multi-weapon combat, which means 2 weapon and armor sets per character. Unlike other MMORPGs, Fractured will allow players to switch between these armor and weapon sets at any time instantly with a single button press. Wildlife and enemy spawn points will be procedurally generated through the game's different biomes, and according to the Gallelli, Spatial OS allows for a near limited number of models on the screen in a limited area at a time. Some of these claims seem a little ambitious, but then again it is a Kickstarter, so we won't really know for certain how well the game holds up until a preview build is made available. For now, the gameplay is pretty cool, so if you want to check it out, head over to the Kickstarter page or the site page at MMOHuts.com for plenty more details. Still not completely sure how this one snuck past us, so thanks for the heads up guys. MapleStory 2 sent out its first round of closed beta invites recently, and players that were lucky enough to get invited can begin downloading the game's client starting on May 7th, in preparation for the closed beta that goes live on May 9th. There's even an out-of-game event happening called Road Trip to Closed Beta, where in exchange for completing a couple of activities, players can receive some really awesome prizes. So even if you weren't invited to the closed beta, you can still participate in the event and receive your rewards upon logging into the game when it officially launches. So yeah, it's starting to appear that the hype might now be real. Keep an eye out at MMOHuts.com for any updates and news coming in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be sure not to miss out on it. Meanwhile, in Tera... yeah, I figured I'd do that for old time's sake. Tera Online announced that it's going to be celebrating its 6th anniversary starting on May 1st, with all kinds of community events, sales, and more to celebrate the milestone. Players can expect sales on EMP, story items, and secret mystery items. They'll be heading their way once the beginning of the month hits. This milestone will also mark the return of the rare Terrons, bonus rewards from battlegrounds and dungeons, as well as a new event that will give guilds double guild rewards. Not to mention the community team will be hosting events inside and out of the game for fans, even including contests for loading screen artwork and epic screenshots. So keep your eyes peeled and stay tuned in to Tera's updates for details about when particular events are happening. Could be the perfect time to hop in and stock up on celebration goodies, one way or the other. Next up, the 3D tactical aerial armada spaceship shooter known as Dreadnought had a fairly large update come in this past week. Update 1.12 features a new Conquest mode, which is a unique, objective-based mode that forces captains to think about their environment in a new way. Based on the size of their ship, captains will spread their influence throughout the map, claiming territory for their team, generating a point-based score. Now, there are 2 control points that start out neutral in an uncaptured state. Of course, capturing these will go towards your team's overall point score. and the first team to 2,500 points wins the match. Now the cool part is actually how each ship differs in regards to the radius of influence they exert over the map to claim the territory for their team. Corvettes, fortunately, do not have this radius of influence because they're way too fast and assassin-like, so of course you have to expect to play a little bit more tactical when it comes to the larger ships. Now linking territory is also key to maximizing contribution to a team's claimed territory. These links can be formed in 3 different ways: ship to ship, ship to control point, and ship to home base. These links are really critical in terms of building your territory, but it's also critical to destroy enemy links, so that way they don't gain more territory. This is definitely an awesome new add-in for the game with an entirely different style of strategy needed, so it's worth checking out. On a slightly similar note, starting May 1st, World of Tanks on console will start the Soviet Dream Machines event, featuring the return of the mythical Soviet hero tank, the Motherland. A valuable, highly desirable tank that only the most skilled commanders will be able to unlock, unless, of course, you have a fat wallet, that is. No, I'm just kidding. It's one of the first hero tanks introduced to the game, and therefore attained almost mythical status. Players can only unlock this coveted tank by accumulating 1,000 or more points during the event. So starting on day 1, players will earn points towards the event whenever they place in one of the top 5 spots in their team during multiplayer battles. The points can be used for a variety of rewards, but they also keep racking up, even if you redeem a reward, so you can still shoot for the Motherland. There's plenty more to read up on the site posted at MMOHuts.com. Again, the event starts on May 1st and runs all month, so hop in and get prepped. And since we're talking consoles and there really isn't much free-to-play news this week, H1Z1 made a big announcement this past week talking about its move to PlayStation 4 with an open beta starting May 22nd. According to Daybreak, H1Z1 on PS4 was built from the ground up specifically for the console, and it's not simply a port from the PC version, which I've got to hand it to them, and they are being honest here. They took this same approach with PlanetSide 2 and DC Universe Online, and honestly it does feel nice when you compare the 2 versions. Now, we've seen H1Z1 do some crazy things over its development history, so I suppose this makes sense, but the PS4 version of the game is focused specifically around the Battle Royale style gameplay, and even features a new progression system, a completely reworked UI, new weapons and gear, plus the need for inventory management has completely been removed from the game. So yeah, you know, if you haven't had enough Battle Royale, we're pretty much sure that this is only the beginning. We are doomed. Anyway guys, that's about it for all the major news and announcements for this week. Like always, thanks for your support. For more information on the news topics, check the links in the description below. Feel free to discuss the news and more news in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. But until next time guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.